I now give the floor to the representative of Lebanon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Lebanon welcomes your introduction of this important topic for open debate at the Security Council this month. Conflicts within and among countries have proliferated in the past couple of decades in many parts of the world. We agree with the notion advanced in the concept note of this meeting that conflicts have become more complex in the modern world, aggravated by driving factors such as climate change, underdevelopment, poverty, forced displacement, cyber warfare and espionage, terrorism, and violent extremism conducive to it. However, this should not distract from addressing the root causes of conflict, many of which have become of a protracted nature, such as foreign occupation and aggression. Today, Lebanon is facing many of these complex humanitarian, economic, social, political, and security challenges. In addition to the almost daily Israeli violations of our sovereignty and to UN Security Council Resolution 1701, which continue to threaten Lebanon's stability and security, since 2011, Lebanon has been host to more than 1.2 million refugees from neighboring Syria, adding to more than 400,000 Palestinian refugees who have come to the country at different intervals since 1948. This has compounded many of the challenges facing my country and led to significant decrease in the country's GDP growth, higher unemployment and poverty levels, and an overstretched infrastructure in multiple sectors, including health, education, housing, electricity, water, sanitation, and transport. The World Bank estimates that the cumulative cost to Lebanon's economy of the ongoing crisis in Syria stood in 2015 at around $18 billion in terms of lower GDP growth, plus $4.2 billion in terms of lower revenues. Furthermore, Lebanon is at the forefront of the global fight against terrorism, a challenging menace that has undermined the security and stability of my country for many years, but against which the Lebanese government and people stood firm and steadfast and were able to achieve a series of resounding victories last summer. The United Nations has been an important partner in these efforts, whether through UNIFIL or UNRWA or UNDP and other entities of the UN development system. To conclude, Mr. President, we feel it is worth sharing the experience of Lebanon in this context. The government of Lebanon and the UN system have signed in October 2016 a pioneering United Nations strategic framework for the period 2017-2020 to replace the previous UNDAF. The new framework recognizes that in view of the multidimensional challenges facing Lebanon and the multiple mandates under which the UN is operating in the country, the UN needs to follow a whole-of-Lebanon approach that leverages and integrates the UN's diverse expertise, capacities, and resources to support the government of Lebanon to meet its priorities and manage security, political, governance, and socio-economic challenges to stability. This approach also aims to support Lebanon on the path to longer-term sustainable development in accordance with the visions, principles, and goals of Agenda 2030. I thank you for listening.
I thank the representative of Lebanon for his statement.